Good morning and welcome to Safety Tip. This morning we're going to be managing a bleeding situation. My name is Paul Orukamayan and I'm going to be your guide this morning. Sorry, this man have a bleeding hand, he has a very big cut. So the first thing you need to do when you have bleeding is to assist the person raise up his hand. You raise up the hand. When you do this, it enables the pressure of the blood to drop because the pressure of the blood is coming from the heart. And when you raise it up, it enables the pressure to be down. So now I will encourage him to put a pressure with his hand. Or do you have an hanky? Please, can you pressurize it? When you do this, when you put a pressure on the hand like this, it enables the blood to stop immediately. Now you need, as a first aider, you need to put on an hand glove because it is not recommended for you to come in contact with anybody's body fluid. After putting on your hand glove and you're sure you are safe, all you need to do is to have a pad. A pad could also be something like any cloth you could have, provided it's not nylon cloth. You take it and form it into a pad. You form it into a pad like this, and you put it on the surface. At this point, you can tell the casualty to remove his or her hand. You now replace with your pad. When you replace with your pad, you now have a firm pressure on it. All you need to do next is to bandage so that this bleeding spot could clot. By taking a bandage, if you don't have a bandage, don't worry, you can also use any material just like a cloth. But this is known as a bandage. You take your bandage, and you tie. When you tie your bandage, to avoid it from falling from your hand, you have to roll it towards the back. And it's always advisable that when you manage bleeding, you crisscross your bandage like this to avoid you trapping the blood at one spot. Because when you trap the blood at one spot, you find out that the person, other part of the body, find it difficult to receive blood, and this will also cause paralysis. So you crisscross your bandage and tie it firmly. When you tie it firmly like this, automatically you will stop the blood from flowing. This is what we achieve when we place pressure on a bleeding spot. If you do this, you discover that the blood continues to flow through its right part. However, there's also an addition which you can find anywhere, any day in the hospital. If you leave this man's hand to be down like this, the man feels stress and he could undergo shock. So in a bit to avoid shock, you put the hand on an elevated position like this. You either ask the person to hold the hand, or if you have an extra bandage, you take your bandage and you put it across the person's hand. Or remember, you should always reassure the person you are managing. You put it across and tie it around the person's neck. You get well, You tie across the person's neck and the hand is elevated. When you do this, you already have the first stage of management in position. If you fail to do this person, before you get to the hospital, could also lose his life on the way. But as a good first aider or anybody who is there when somebody sustains an injury, you should remember that the objective is to apply a pressure on that bleeding spot and tie it. If you decide to take the person from Summit Junction to FMC, for example, the person lost a lot of blood and you get to FMC, you might lose that person's life. But if you can remember to protect yourself by putting on your gloves, you apply a pressure by using any cloth, any thick clothing material to put on top of the surface which is bleeding, and you tie it, and you're able to elevate the hand by putting something to support the hand like this. Your victim is going to be very fine until it gets to the hospital. When you get to the hospital, the doctors will take it from there. And when they take it from there, you discover that the situation is already solved before you get to the hospital. Thank you. I remain your first aid guide, Paul Orukamayan, taking you on the topic bleeding.